Grace, what's up?
And I'm Karina.
Hey.
Ooh.
And we're so excited you guys joined us once again because we got some hot and exciting conversations
As
for
always.
you to join in. So if you don't have your drink already, you
Yeah,
already
grab
know,
mine.
pick it up, grab your drink. Cheers to you. We're about to get into it. Let's go.
Guys, this is our third episode solo. We're
Is it? I
not
have
like
no
solo
idea.
per
I
se.
lost
We don't have a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think we did 2 others, and
Yep.
you know, it's like spring is like reaching. We're about to do some spring cleaning,
Finally.
like
Spring
in life,
cleaning in all regards.
you know,
Physical spring cleaning,
and like
mental spring cleaning, people's spring
literally
cleaning.
people's
all of it.
spring cleaning.
And
Yep.
hopefully the lockdown is over soon.
Oh
so-
my God! Like, can we talk about how we survived the
Oh
lockdown?
my god.
Barely.
Barely. Like, how do you guys
I just
feel?
want the borders to be open so I can take a trip to
Yeah.
the beach.
Yeah.
Get some
Like,
good
you're excited
food.
about that. And I feel like, you know, like, and especially for you have kids. Like, how's it been? Like, just homeschooling, trying
Wow.
to discipline the kids and being a mom and trying to just be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, homeschooling was short-lived. I mean, I
Mhm.
sent them back to school actually just after the new year. So as soon as schools opened back up in person,
Oh,
I was
seriously?
like, yeah, I sent them back. I thought I told you. So
Oh.
I literally was like, as soon as schools reopen and this lockdown is over from a TDSB standpoint,
Yes.
I'm sending them back because they were
Yeah.
over it. I was over it.
Yeah.
We were all over it. So they went back.
Like,
And
it's like
been
hectic.
good.
I mean, I kind of want to focus on, like, you know, breakup season on all fronts, right? So, I mean, you know, I'm just here just trying to figure out, like, how are people surviving in relationships, and not just people, like, when we start with, like, people that are dating, like, we're hearing, what are you guys hearing, like, in the dating world?
There's
Like,
definitely a baby boom going on.
okay,
Oh my gosh, so
So-
many pregnant women.
so
I
many
know
pregnant
at least
women.
10 people that are pregnant.
With baby
Baby-
showers?
Yeah, baby showers.
Yep.
All I'm getting is gift registries to my emails. Like,
And there's people who I thought were single.
right.
I'm like, you had a man?
exactly.
And they're pregnant.
And they're pregnant.
I'm like, what's going on?
like all
Yo.
8 months pregnant right now. So
Yeah.
Yes, or baby even born.
Baby's born.
And I feel like that kind of started, like, maybe, like, 2020, when people were just trying to
Beginning
figure
of it,
out,
Yeah.
and,
all they're
you know,
doing was having sex. That's what was
I
going
mean,
on.
if you're trapped inside, everywhere's closed. What else are you doing?
Yeah,
what else are
true,
you gonna?
right?
And you live with a partner. You're either gonna make it or break it. So we're
Yeah.
hearing so many people that made it through the relationship.
Yeah.
Some people, like we say, are having babies. Some people are figuring out that, oh, a relationship actually works for me. Maybe
Yeah.
the single
Mhm.
life is not for me.
And some people like quarantine random from that relationship.
Yeah.
They're like,
The
you know what?
random, the
I
random
see a new
post.
side
Yeah,
of you.
sure.
I no longer want to be with you.
Yes. Or
Right?
and so many people also just affected, like, differently. Some people are getting engaged.
And
Yeah.
a lot of
And
people
you know,
are getting
you're
engaged.
hearing some people are just saying, you know what, we don't know what this year is gonna
Yeah.
bring.
Yeah.
I think let's propose. Some
Mhm.
people don't want to wait for venues to be open, so people are becoming creative.
Yes.
Speaking of Rose, you know, streaming, wedding streaming business, our director Ro with the
Yeah.
partner, they started a wedding streaming business. So just look out, we're gonna be tagging the streaming business. You know, if you're looking to get married during quarantine and things are tight, our director here and the partner have an amazing business. So look out when we
Look
shout
out
them
for
out
that
after
too.
this. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of friendships have also just been tested as well.
Either evolved or tested.
Evolved or
Yeah.
tested.
I think so. I had actually one of my friends invited me. She's like, "Oh, I see you had a podcast now. I'm actually hosting this Zoom call. I thought of you because I know you guys are doing your thing in terms of conversations,
Mhm.
and I'm starting to do a Zoom call, a regular Zoom call called something to do with her story, right?
Okay.
Sharing
Mhm.
women's stories. And I was like,
Okay.
yo, thanks so much for inviting me. And I was on the call the
Awesome.
other night.
Mm-hmm.
We had some women from New Jersey. We had women from Jamaica.
Okay.
We had women from Toronto on that
Oh,
same
so
call. And we were all just talking
Wow.
about like relationships, our experiences, our lives. And it was super amazing. Like
That's
I think
awesome.
that
What was that about? Like, what was that like?
I think it was just she just was inspired based on
Yeah.
seeing what everybody's doing during
Yeah.
quarantine,
Yeah.
feeling isolated to an extent
Yeah.
as well. You
Yeah.
just have all these thoughts. You
Yeah.
have all these, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
you want to discuss certain things, but you're
Yeah.
trapped inside your house. So
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
starting to get more creative and starting to provide that platform for people to just connect. And I thought
like
it was
that.
amazing. I thought it was really cool.
And
It reminded me of our Sunday socials.
Sunday socials, and
yeah.
we started. That was our turn up last year. Maybe we could bring it back
For
this
sure.
year at some
I think
point.
we need to.
If we have time, we'll see. Like,
Lockdown
this
is seeming crazy.
It's and if it's gonna go longer, we have to stay creative.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
We've heard from some of our past guests how they've had to become creative and plan for 2022.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are in their bag right now and just like super planning. And I just want to shout out to all the businesses that have had to suffer because of this. Like, the restaurant industry,
disheartening part is
these small businesses, and people don't know where to start. I mean, you can only loan so much money from the government or expect so much government support.
Yeah.
How do you start back up, and what does that support look like?
But I've seen so much, and I respect it all the way up. I've seen so many new found business owners.
Yeah, me too.
People are like digging in their pockets
Like
for ideas
crazy.
now. And I'm just like, yo, I love it. I want to see this type of motivation, this type of energy, this type of drive. Non-pandemic times, because people are working their asses off because they're like, for the first time ever, they can't rely on a company paycheck.
No, it's the survival of the fittest right now.
Survival of the fittest.
They have no option right now.
Yeah.
So
I love it though.
I absolutely love it. And I think,
it.
in terms of support too, like, I think my frustration is seeing how other people, while they're rising up and like bringing other people down, you know what I mean? Like, we're lucky enough to be okay with our industries and stuff like that. But like, for me, if anything, I'm super sensitive to what it is that I put out there in terms of support. And, like, what does support look like to these people that are going through it? How do you even reach out to people? Like, how do you...
To support people?
I mean, obviously you could buy from them and whatnot, but I'm talking like even just like the mental. So we're here busy. Let's buy for them.
You mean small businesses?
But like small businesses, yeah.
How have you been supporting Karina? I'll tell you after.
To support small businesses.
Just buying stuff from them?
You're buying stuff from them. Going to the local... Like, there's this new... Oh, man, I wish I knew the name of it. But there's this new patty shop in Ajax.
Oh, yeah?
What is it? Rude Gal Patty or something like that? But the patties are so nice.
Rude Gal.
Yeah, like the patties are so good. And it's...
Yeah.
Again, like, there's a lot of little patty stores that have opened in Toronto, too.
Yeah.
But, you just eat the food from the local restaurants, not the bigger. Well, I mean, all restaurants need the same. You need to support all of them because they're all struggling right now.
Yeah,
The bigger restaurants support the little, small little businesses. That, the little holes in the wall.
When
especially
it comes
they
to
don't have the
food,
bigger corporate.
Even when it comes to, like, as my girl once said, fast fashion. Shop Mikos on the come up.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we there supporting the big businesses? Let's support Shop Mikos on the come up. We got Shop 20 Inc.
Shop
Black-owned local businesses.
Yes.
I mean, that is big. They're
wait.
in Oshawa Center.
I can't
They're
wait.
in Pickering Town Center. They just opened up in Scarborough Town Center. So when I saw that, I'm like, yes, my
we
Black
could actually
queens,
go there.
you guys are
like,
opening up locally. I like to see that. I like to see that. So it's like little things like that. Like, be in the know of what's booming, what's coming up, what's local, what's Black owned. All these things. It's like, it's exciting for me. I want to like seek to understand what's going on with those businesses and support. Right.
And we're gonna be tagging some of those. I actually had an entrepreneur that created an app. I downloaded the app and actually should look it up and just bear with me, guys.
Is that the new app?
It's called, bear with me, guys, B2B Mobile. So it's Black on Black. It's a mobile app, and you're actually able to log into the app and it says grow together and all that stuff, and you're just ready. You could, whatever you're looking for and search for, they're connecting all Black businesses in one app, and you go and support, and they send you an email right away. So we'll be tagging that as well if you're looking to just support a Black business in any sort, because it's hard to know to keep up.
Yeah.
You can only follow so many tags when people are tagging.
No, that's true.
But when you actually know a page that's focusing on Black businesses, I feel like it's easy because that page is actually focusing on these businesses like that we're talking about and putting them in one platform. So whatever it is that you're looking for, whether it's real estate, construction, shopping, makeup, hair, they have it all. And I think it's so cool. I think it's awesome. And I hope that this app actually blows up because, and I think it will because everybody's looking for that.
Another huge one is blackowned.to.
Blackowned.to.
They've been doing it for a little bit. What's her name?
Yes.
Corinne?
I'm not too sure.
I forget her name or how to pronounce it, but it's Corinne or something like that.
And
she is like, she's been on it. It's been consistent. It's been inclusive, like so many different types of businesses. We got makeup artists, real estate agents. We got lawyers, everything. And I'm just like, okay, I've been keeping an eye on that one.
Yeah.
And she's been growing her like Instagram page, her website. Like that's the stuff I love to see. And I'm just like, I'm all the way with it.
Perfect.
I support it.
And honestly, part of this, like, I mean, it's a breakup season, but it's also a way to figure out what are we breaking up from and how we're going to move forward. And part of it is just how we're going to support each other. So we're going to be posting that as well on our comments. Okay, to segue. So back in the day, like, you know, it's springtime, like we said right now. It's exciting. Whenever it's springtime, we're spring cleaning on all levels, right? Growing and building and just like pushing each other.
Yeah.
When it's about to be summertime, we're all excited to take out our summer clothes, maybe book last minute trips before we come back and enjoy this Toronto summer scene.
Pull out the summer dresses.
We go to Junior Jones. Shout out Junior Jones. Like, that's our bro. Like, we support him all the time every year because he has the dopest like day parties.
Yeah.
And that's like our adult fun in the city.
No, I look for like I don't
every year.
Yeah, we don't party that much, but like
Junior Jones,
support that guy because he puts on a good event.
And he's actually, when you meet him, he's ridiculously successful in the city. Humble. He will actually stop and talk to you. He'll thank you. And the energy has always been the same. You know, he doesn't think he's better than anybody. Like, if he sees you, he's like, oh man, like you didn't like, you know, like obviously we know him on the one, so we never have an issue in the door. But I've seen him like just talk to people that he doesn't even know and how he respects them, and that's how he's gonna get his name out there. So shout out Junior Jones. He also released his playlist on YouTube and Spotify and all that. So we're gonna be tagging that too. We're gonna be shouting all Black businesses on our breakup spring season. It's gonna be fun. Spring. But speaking of which, like, how are you guys preparing yourselves? Because we're not gonna be going out often. Obviously, we know we have our podcasts. We're gonna be entertaining y'all, so just be prepared for summer topics, live shows with our dope directors and other promoters out in the city. But what do you think it's gonna look like this year? Because I don't want to be like, we gotta prepare for maybe more lockdowns. Who knows? We obviously don't want that, but we have to be realistic.
I don't know what to expect. Like, every week, every month is different.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true. I'm the same way. I feel like I'm kind of preparing that it will run on for longer than we had.
Me too. At least to the end of the year.
But I feel like this podcast has kind of kept me entertained, has kept me going.
Yeah.
I love to hear questions, comments from our supporters.
We got a lot.
I love to hear that. And you guys are sending us through your questions.
It's
I love
amazing.
to just, you know what I mean? That keeps me entertained. That keeps us all entertained. Like, we love to hear the questions. We love to respond to the questions, discuss it on a deeper level. Like, keep those coming, because that is really helping us get through this quarantine. Just to be able to get together, to talk about it, to dive in deep on those topics. Like, that's everything for me.
Yeah, no, for real.
I gotta ask, you know, I just gotta ask, like, you know, we're single and we're definitely open to dating in the city. Yep. We've had a lot, like our last conversations with the amazing guests have been about relationships. And, you know, everybody's just wondering, like, how are we gonna keep dating? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people like me that don't do online dating, like, you know, am I not supposed to consider that? Because how else are we going to meet people? Like, it's going to be very tough.
At this point in time, I think now is the time more than ever. Yeah. I've been on dating apps. I've talked about this before, you guys. You already know. Yeah. I've been on dating apps for years. And I just feel like, why not have all the options available to you? But I think now more than ever, it's so important to be on dating apps. Because even the people who are not normally, they're opening up their minds to it now. Because you're not leaving your house. How are you supposed to meet people? You're single. You know, none of your exes or past entanglements, if you will, are giving you anything that you're looking for. So why not open up your mind and your energy and your time to online dating and apps, right?
No, for sure.
And there's so many good ones.
There's a few. I'm working on my openness in you know, like in terms of dating apps, because I feel like I may be missing out. Yeah. And I think I'm still depending on my network skills. Maybe my industry.
You are network
Grace,
skills.
what are you even talking about? We're gonna pause right there.
You're like queen of networking, though.
I know.
Because I'm constantly meeting people, and I'm just kind of hoping that maybe like through that, like I do meet some dope people and amazing people, and now in our professional industry too. Like a lot of people are reaching out more for collaborations.
Honestly, I don't like I don't like the online dating scene.
Yeah.
But what are you doing to meet somebody right now?
Yeah, like how to me it's a networking.
But I still don't like. I don't know. There's just like this thing about the online dating. Like, I don't think it's genuine. Like, I think people are just on there to
because they're bored.
Smash. pretty much. So
but
for
really?
me, I don't really believe in the online dating scene.
Don't you know anybody who's literally gotten married to somebody off of a dating
maybe
app?
eHarmony, but like none of these little.
I know.
We know our amazing director and their
I know
partner.
a few people. Yeah. I know a few people who met off of dating apps. Yeah. So to me, the way I look at it, I'm like, what do you have to lose? It's not like you have to be on there every minute of every day. Like, okay, searching. Yeah. You could just kind of keep it on and see who likes you every now and then, especially Hinge. I love it. I don't really use Hinge actively, but every now and then, if I'm in bed and I can't sleep, I'll open up my Hinge and I'm like, okay, this person liked me. It's either like a yes or a no. What do you have to lose?
You know what's true? So for me, again, I put it more in a professional setting. So I'm on like someone recommended to go on Bumble Biz because I'm looking for consultants. In my real estate profession.
I didn't even know there's a Bumble Biz.
Yeah, this business, which I thought was a little bit odd.
Yeah, I didn't even know
but believe it or not, I've met amazing 5 consultants that I'm working with right now.
That's wow.
2 CIBC financial advisors. Met 2 guys from RBC on Bumble Biz. And it's strictly business, and you actually have to put in what business you're in.
I feel like Bumble's confused. Like, what do you want to do? You want to be in business networking or dating? It's like 2 separate things.
They're now a public company. They're
I rate it, but I'm just like, what are you trying to do? Dating and public,
like so many people that probably didn't know what business they're gonna get into this year. How many people have you seen like just opening up businesses that you do that too now? Like, because it's just like Corona has just opened so many things, and I think everybody's just trying to maximize on every
Is it like
penny.
a LinkedIn?
No,
it's like Tinder.
So you literally
swipe.
But it's for business purposes. So for me, when I go in, I make it very clear. So like it's. Again, but the dope people that I met, again, they're actual professionals.
I wonder if they're low-key trying to hit the
I'm sure they are. Like
on LinkedIn, I find that there's so many
people do that on LinkedIn.
So many men trying to pick me up. I deleted my picture because you know what? From somebody pointed that out to me. From somebody pointed that out to me, I did take down my profile.
That was like a sexy pic.
Because right now, more than ever, everybody's on LinkedIn. Like you're getting people proposing so many different ideas now because everybody's working at home and they're professional. Like they're active now more than they were because online is the only platform right now. So for me, I think when I went to the business side, I had to have a plan, and the person that advised me was very successful, and when it came to consultancy, and some of these people that I've met, I could see myself like, I'm not saying I'm planning to date them, but I could see how that's another means of being like, okay, we're in the industry of professionalism. So it starts like a conversation that's like strictly business, and depends where you want to take it. I've definitely gotten people there that have asked me out for dinner. Like, but it's strictly business. They say, well, I'm also like either in insurance or mortgages or whatever. Yeah. But honestly, you're beautiful. I want it and I was like, okay, you're handsome too, but I'm not looking for that right now. So I think Bumble Biz, creates this professional aspect. It's weird because I haven't gone like.
Is it like looking for professionals to date?
So for me, I'm looking for consultants. So the way I put my profile is very particular.
So it's strictly on business or looking for professionals to date?
I can't say what it's for.
Okay, but what do most of the profiles look like though?
It looks professional. Like I only swipe, but I'm only swiping people like that are in the financial industry or people in my industry. So again, my only gain is to get consultants. I'm looking to hire people that I want to partner with. Yeah. So I'm very specific, and the messages that I send out, they're very clear. There's no confusion. Yeah. But however, some people still shoot their shot. Of course. Why not? Because people shoot their shot on LinkedIn, like I said. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
I never had anybody hit up. Well, I mean, I'm a recruiter, so my inbox is flooded at all times. With so many people, a lot of them, they don't even get through. But from what I've seen, I don't think anybody's ever tried to shoot their shot on LinkedIn. It's always been on a job tip, like, hey, are you hiring? Yeah. Never.
And I think LinkedIn is very specific and very clear on that. Yeah. And I think I didn't even know Bumble Biz existed, but again,
did you call it Bumble Bee?
Bumble Biz.
Oh.
Me neither.
I didn't think it existed until if no one told me that. But again, I scored 4 consultants that I wouldn't have met otherwise, and and it's been successful that way. So I think it just depends where you go. But my point with that is, I'm definitely open, and someone like me that's more shy in the sense of like maybe I might not do. Online meeting people. I'm more energy person meeting. I listen to my point. Like, so because of my energy and because I network a lot, I don't have a scarcity in meeting people. Let's put it that way. So it's hard for me to look for other ways to meet people. So I'm saying like Bumble Biz has opened my eyes in how people meet per se, and I understand and I could appreciate why people are on dating apps. But for me right now, I'm doing it for business purposes.
Okay. Okay.
And I feel like, during breakup season, so I brought that up because I feel like, a lot of people are becoming open-minded more than they were before.
Yeah.
Because again, if we go through another summer lockdown, I hope we don't go that far.
It's looking like
gonna be very hectic. So a lot of people are gonna have to be very creative in their socials. And otherwise you're gonna lose your mind. Your partner can only entertain you like so much, unless you can only do so many TikTok videos.
That just like triggered a thought for me. So do you guys feel like, I was actually asked this question on that same Zoom call that I talked about. Do you guys feel like as women get older, our lists become longer or shorter? Because one person put it in a perspective that the older you get, you're more like, okay, I need somebody who's stable. I need somebody who's this. But then on the flip side, I talk to other women who are like, you know what? The older I get, I'm like, shit, I'm getting older. I haven't met anybody thus far. Let me try and humble myself a little bit. And, you know what I'm saying? Lower my standards a little bit.
Remember
what do you guys think?
Remember our past episode what we had with Kinetic, and it was like, how we gonna like
to think out the box.
Think outside the box a little bit. And because that was our biggest like
take the ego out of love and what finances
and money.
Love and money,
love and money.
Yep.
For me, I can only speak on myself. Like I know my list doesn't get longer, but I know exactly what I want. So like,
what do you want?
If I meet somebody and they don't have it, like I'm not gonna waste time with it.
What do you want right now?
Do you have a list?
I have a list. Like I have a list of the things that I want, but like I know exactly what I'm looking for in a man. So like, like obviously finances and stable, just an overall like nice human being.
Family oriented.
Yeah, like my list was never long. So like I was always looking for a genuine person. So like my list was never long to begin with.
Okay.
But yeah, your list for some women, your list doesn't get longer, but I think you know more exactly what you want. You won't waste time on things that don't work for you.
Facts.
Because you don't have the time to waste.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And like I feel like I do agree with that point though. Like I do hear a lot, like especially with the older women, especially in their, maybe perhaps like a lot older than me, like in their 40s or whatever. They're well established, so the standards get higher and higher and higher. And I think what I've observed is a lot of people are absolutely not willing to compromise at all. But I don't hear a lot of people willing to say, well, I'm willing to work with this. I'm willing to work.
Yeah.
I'm willing to work with this man on this and this and this. I hear a lot of like, they gotta be this and they gotta be that, and this is what I want, and period. So it's like, there's a lot of attitude going on. But I'm like, but since you've been single for like 8 years, I'm sorry. Like, I hear you, but at the end of the day, like,
what's that guy's name again? Kevin something. Like
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. Yeah. Like, it's so funny. I don't know why women put themselves through torture with this guy, but it's just like a lot of. I'm not to say that they're not high value women, but it's just like women come up there. Not saying that you're not supposed to have the most confidence in yourself, but they come up there with some sort of like edge or some sort of ego to like prove him wrong, and he's just although he's like an arrogant asshole, like. Yeah. I feel as if a lot of the things that he says is true. It doesn't come out the right way. And I don't like how he actually gives his message out to women.
And he's very condescending.
I only saw one of his episodes.
And that's all I needed to see.
But it's just like some women come up there. It's like, I'm a 10. I'm a high value woman, but bring nothing to the table. Like, how are you a high value woman?
That's fine.
How are you a high value woman?
No, the one episode, like, if I had seen many of his episodes, I could talk on it more in terms of the other stuff. But the one episode I saw, the woman she self-identified herself as, I think she had said a 6.
Yeah.
Which is cool. She was like, I'm about a 6. And I make a lot of money because she had her own business, a pet grooming company or something like that. And he was like, you're not going to get a high value man. You're not gonna get a man who makes a lot of money.
Quick,
and I'm like, how do you draw that conclusion? Horrible. How do you draw that conclusion that she can't get a man that makes a lot of money? Because in his mind, he was like, a man that makes a lot of money doesn't care for a woman to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And while that might be true for many men who make a lot of money, that is not true for all men that make a lot of money. Because some of them do value a woman who is established herself, works her ass off for herself, and has more money.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But he didn't even acknowledge that piece. I'm not big on generalization.
Yeah, me too.
He was like, no man that makes a lot of money is gonna care about the amount of money that you make. But it's
and
like,
he's
no,
wrong
bro,
for that.
that's
He's
wrong.
wrong for that. But I think that a lot of women always focus on like how established they are. Like sometimes that doesn't always matter. Like how good of a person
that's
are
a
you
fact.
too. Like
you
get all your degrees, you do this, but then you're condescending to men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You treat your men like shit. So like I think, you know what? We've been bashing men for so long.
I agree.
He's just in there being that asshole that some women are too. Like, just degrading men at the same. But I don't agree with how he approaches things.
And maybe he probably got that. He was just like, well, these women are talking all that. I'm about to, let me tell you about yourself.
No, he's like real raw and like sometimes he's just out of line.
Too out of line.
But then some women just come up there and it's just like, why are you even like putting yourself through that? Like, go where you're appreciated. And I'm always for go where you're appreciated. If somebody doesn't like me, why am I gonna come on his show and let him degrade me and make me look bad?
But the thing is, some people don't care.
Also,
like I'm the type of person I would go on there and say my shit, whatever I want to say. I wouldn't even think about that. I'm the type of person. I'm confident in who I am. You could tell me whatever the hell you want to tell me. Like, I don't care. I really, truly, and honestly, genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
And what I heard from him, he was like, "Oh, you have kids, that brings you down." I would go on there gladly and be like, "Yeah, I have 2 kids." And what? I still feel amazing about myself. And if you don't want me, that's your problem. I probably don't want you either.
That's true.
So
like,
here
we're
we
probably
are.
not meant to be for each other.
What is he? He's single too. So
he's
like,
single too.
I
just
really
talk.
It's always funny
single.
because it's the people that are in certain situations have so much lip.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
Always like,
but that's the thing.
Me,
if
like,
you go on there, if you go on and if you put yourself in certain situations, you can't be the type to crumble at somebody's words.
No, it's true.
Somebody can I'm at a point in time. You can tell me whatever the hell you want to tell me. It will not faze me.
Yeah.
Literally nothing. I can't think of anything in the world that will faze me. Unless it's coming from my kids.
Yeah.
No man is gonna tell me anything that's gonna faze me, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god,
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you like the women that go on those things. I don't know if they're going on from a place like, okay, let me see what he thinks because I need to be validated.
Yeah.
Or if they're like, let me just see what he has to say. You know?
Do you know one sad fact that I've noticed? And you will think as the older we get, the more women are like, you know, they're happy about themselves and they're trying to find themselves. But I don't know if it's because it's 2021 and everyone is going through it with, I don't know what it is. But I'm seeing more women actually like just complaining about how insecure they feel in their relationships, literally crying, literally admitting that they feel like they're being cheated on. And these are women that are 38, 39.
Ooh.
And, you know,
admitting
cheating on and admitting that, you know, my insecurities are high, but he treats me decent. And like a lot of people are just like settling, but it's more of a tragedy than we may think. Like, you know, and confidence in women. And that's why I would say, like, I try to be so sensitive with like certain conversations with certain women because so many women haven't found themselves like as we may think, and but it's just more common than maybe I accepted. Like I almost feel like, oh man, maybe this is more common than I think. I would just think that maybe like the more you mature, the more you're older, like, you know, you're not really tolerating a lot of like BS per se, but you know, like for a woman to come to me and be like, oh, well, I don't have a fat ass and I know I'm skinny. I know my friends have a fat ass and my man likes them more. It's just like, wow, we're talking about this at 38.
I
like,
think
those are the things.
So
it's like,
sad.
You know what? If you don't have a fat ass, you have many other things to offer that you bring to the table.
And so my challenge is one person was just like, why don't you write down what you want?
Yeah.
Forget what he wants.
Yeah.
You write down what you want in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I promise you, he might not be able to provide that. And you'll be just
Did
maybe
you see
looking
that
at
viral
that.
B. Simone video recently? I don't know if you guys saw that. She's jokes. Do you guys know who B. Simone is?
No.
B. Simone.
I thought, but the thing is, what she's saying is not something that hasn't been said before.
What did she say?
A million times.
No, I know, but it's going viral right now.
Manifesting, and some women are mad at her for saying like the same stuff that's been regurgitated like a million
What is she saying?
In a million different ways.
She's
just about manifesting a man.
Manifest the list, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was just ranting about a lot of you want this X, Y, and Z, and she was being specific about what you want, but then you don't have that to offer. So she's like, you want a man who has all the money, but your bank account's been negative for like 6 months.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then you want a man who dresses well, but you haven't gone
dress.
shopping in the past 3 years to update your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Or you want a man who takes care of his body, is in good shape, but you never fucking go to the gym.
Exactly.
You never exercise.
Yeah.
It was just like that. And you're right, it's been regurgitated, but
Yeah.
I just say that now because I just saw the video recently.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's true.
It's
A lot of
true.
people talk about, I want this, that, the other, but it's like, how often do you check yourself? I'm like, damn, my
Like,
body
this
is
what I
fucking
have, yeah.
being let go. My belly's getting big.
Yeah.
I don't go to the gym.
I don't
I'm
eat
eating
well.
like shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
for
what,
sure.
again,
But you want a man who's fit.
exactly. That's what Kevin Samuel says. And I see like a lot of like relationship coaches on YouTube and stuff, like they say the same thing. It's just like women want all of this, and like to touch back, like what is it? I think 1% of the Black community in North America makes over 100K. But you're looking for
how many percent?
1%.
It's over 100K?
Something like that. It's like a low percentage.
That is ridiculous.
Exactly.
In North
so
America?
how are you? Yeah.
In North America.
Live.
So how are you looking for a man? It's a
What?
very low percent. It might be like 1 or like 2%.
It can't be one.
And if it's a
Isn't
one
that
person,
low?
It's
like
really
in
low.
North America,
North America.
including Canada.
No, sorry, U.S. I'll say U.S.
Oh,
yeah, the
US.
stat is from U.S.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't think it's pretty much off in Canada either.
I know.
I don't
Black
think so
women make
either.
over
I know,
yeah,
but
but
like
the
the whole
percentage
entire
to who.
Is it
percentage.
really just 1%?
It's really low. It's really low. So
I
that's
mean,
why
I
it's
don't
just
meet
like-
them often. That's for sure. And I'm here networking.
I mean, I know
Black
I know a
professionals.
lot of rich people, wealthy people, but it's just like, does it like per capita? Like, I don't think there's more people making that than there is making less than like 50K a year.
It's true. Down.
So how are you looking for? I mean, we have the hustlers, the drug dealers, the pimps, and stuff like that. But
they're
like,
making over 100K.
we're not settling for these guys.
We're not on paper.
But all
You
these
know?
women expect to meet a man that is making
That's
that
well
much
established.
money.
That has like a
But there's
mansion or a
very few of
penthouse.
them.
But we talked about that before.
Yeah.
With, I think it was Rock who on a previous episode talked about that. Or
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
no, not even interracial. It's more like the jobs being given to Black men, right?
It's true.
Like the uplifting of Black women and I actually
Kinetic
talked about
Kinetic talked about that.
Kinetic talked about
That
that.
was a wicked episode. Yeah, when he was
Society
talking
House,
about
Society
So
House.
I actually had it was Kinetic, and I actually had that similar discussion with somebody who's in the States. Remember I told you about the guy from Detroit?
Yeah.
So I had the same discussion with him too. He's like, Black women will more quickly get jobs than the Black man. Like it's white people, it's all the other races, then it's Black women, and the Black man is
It's
the
like the
last
last
person
to be
to
considered.
be given
yeah.
an opportunity.
Mm.
So it's like, if they're not getting the opportunities, what are they supposed to do? How are they climbing to that six figures?
Yeah.
And that's why we run into issues where they're doing all these things.
It's
Yeah.
true.
You know what I mean?
And they look
So
at
our
other route.
Our expectations, I mean, are they high? Because if these men aren't making that amount of money, like, you know what I mean? We can't really fault them for that.
No.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Because
like,
what opportunities are they being
we're all looking for
presented?
a man that makes 100K, $1 million, 300K, but like, is there that many men that are making that?
Yeah.
Wow.
The ratio is very tiny,
The
and I
ratio is
think
so
Kinetic was
small.
talking about again to bring back. He was talking about like the 7-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
The 7 women that want that 1% of a man, and it's like there's like a competition.
Yeah.
So for every man that is it, there are 7 other women or 8 other women that are probably competing for him.
Yeah.
And this men know that because, especially in Toronto, like, you know, with like they're spoiled. So I think for me, like, it, like, you know, I'm here to support any man that's like really trying to like level up and get up there in any way and capacity. You know, if we have a way to leverage and make sure that 6 figures keeps coming and rotating, and I feel like you have the ambition, the opportunity is just what's lacking. Like, I'm happy to figure out a way and like support the man.
Yeah.
But if I feel like you're just like here complaining and you're not really doing anything about it, then we're done with this conversation. Like, you know.
Sure.
So I feel like that's a good
What were we talking about? What was the topic? We kind of drifted into like
breaking up sessions.
Okay.
You know, breaking up sessions and how that's working out and how we're all like dealing and all that stuff and what we expect from men and how men are the 7-to-1 ratio.
We're gonna wrap it up at that, but I just want to ask one question.
Yeah.
As we go into the spring season, like everybody knows, you know, there's cuffing season. While it gets cold, you want someone to keep you warm, right? How were you guys warm this winter?
No, I decided to work on myself this winter. It was very hard.
So you were cold.
It was one of the coldest winters ever. Sister Soldier, shout
Coldest
out.
winter
Actually,
ever, Sister
Nia
Soldier.
Long Long is gonna come up. I heard Nia Long is being put as a movie. What, she's gonna be a lead in a movie?
No way.
In a sequence with the book.
Oh,
so guys,
I heard a little bit of talk about Sister Soldier and all of her work being brought to life.
Yeah,
but
Nia Long is Nia Long is a big talk about it. She is everything. Dope. What a way to pay tribute to like that era, because she was that era. You know, that was one of my favorite books. So guys, yeah, that was my winter. How was your winter? Were you warm?
I was cold.
Oh, it was cold.
So I was cold.
Were you cold?
You were kind of cold.
Kinda.
You were cold.
Yeah,
we're all cold. So what are you guys saying for spring?
I think I want to continue with the self journey for me. Like to me, the cold was not more so, oh my God, like I was looking, it was more so, let me use this time to actually refigure out myself, refigure out like my goals, focus on my business first, you know, obviously open to love, but not so much. It's not a priority so much. And, you know, I think that it's super important to be aware of what's happening in this parting of shifts that's happening. Yeah. Unless you meet a man that's also in a journey of like really trying to be aware and like what this whole shift is about. To me, I can't just look at just sex and like it's things are not going to be normal like they were before.
So you're comfortable at this point, because let's be honest. I
mean, comfortable.
It's a pandemic. You're not going to meet anybody now.
You guys get me with a toy though. You guys get me with a sex toy.
No, sex toy is like that. That's it right now. Like that's pretty much it. I'm not expecting much else.
I still haven't tried.
Oh my gosh! Soon, just now.
Wait, what happened? I thought you did. It's been like 4 months.
She's not used to it yet. So.
It was like wicked. So it looks so pretty.
Cold. Like I've been cold, but like not all that cold.
But remember, it's also by choice. My sexual desires are also like being channeled in other areas of my life. Where
I'm
like
sorry, I don't buy that shit. I don't buy that shit. I hear people talk about that all the time. Like, oh, I'm focusing my energy.
No, but Nicole, you can't.
I'm focusing on my energy on this. I'm focusing my energy on that too. No.
So you do
How
you.
does it fucking work? No.
I went through. I have maintenance base for the last 36 years.
I'm just letting you know. I
What's
don't buy
1 year of taking a break?
I'm taking breaks. I'm taking breaks right now. But the thing is, like, I'll be taking a break.
Okay.
But it comes to a point in time where I'm just like, I need to be pleased. Like,
and I think and that's like, okay with you. Remember, you're also only 30,
am I the only
right?
What?
You're also 30 years old, so you don't know.
You've been there, done that.
I've been there, done that.
Really?
Sex is not it for me.
But whatever happened to Karina telling me, "Oh, your sex drive gets even better when you're older."
I'm not discounting that. So you don't need to have sex every day to know where your sex drive stands or to determine that.
So you just
or to
prove
I feel like you're more controlled when you're
just
older.
It's just
like whatever.
It's just not a period for me right now because of where I'm at in life.
Your drive is still high. It's just like
you learn to tame it.
You learn because again, you gotta make sure that your intentions are right. Because to me, I'm all about sexual energy, and that sexual energy has fucked me over in the past. It hasn't worked out for me.
Yeah,
the access is there. It's fun. It's good, and we've talked about our cuffing season. If you remember, like our last episode.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not so much that oh my God, my sex. Oh girl, yo, I want to have sex every day. But again, like when you see what
you can always,
can always.
Yeah, it's
I have to like
intention and then
I have to make one call. I just have to make one call if I want to.
Is that the call you want to make?
Is that the call I want to make right now? No.
Yeah.
Does that mean that my sex life is low? No. I just want to focus more on my spiritual journey. I want to. What? Yeah.
Dating with intention and having sex.
Dating with intention.
Yeah. Having sex with intention.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. I remember, like, I'm 37. Like, you are young. So, I keep, you know what I mean? Like, but there's also 50 years old that, like, are on a roll right now. Probably more than they were before. Yeah. I think this is why I'm saying, like, if you hear people saying that, you don't know what they're going through. Maybe they need to stop. You don't know what they're going through. Yeah. You hear some people saying, yo, this is my whole season. Like, this is my thotty, like, session. This is, like, this 6 months I'm about to turn it up. Okay. Let them do what they got to do. To me, it's just like, if it makes sense to you, do it. But if you're doing it for the wrong reasons and you're lying to yourself, then, like, honestly, just take it up with the man upstairs. You know what I mean? At this point, like it's all you.
What's up for your spring?
Whatever it is now.
Whatever it brings.
Yeah, I don't really not forcing nothing.
You're not seeking
whatever
anything right now.
Yeah, whatever.
But as I said, it's a pandemic, so I mean, nothing's just gonna come to you. Yeah. Like either you make up your mind that you're seeking it or you're not.
Yeah, so but there's not. It's not. You can't really seek either. Like it's just
you can go on dating apps. That's your thing.
You know what I will say though, like with this whole thing. As much as I'm very okay with being abstinence, when I meet the one, I feel like I'm more aware. Like I'm more, it's more clear to me than it was before when I had when I had the options, or when I had the maintenance space, or when I had the calls to make. And I feel like it's been one of the best 6 months of my life. I've discovered a lot more myself.
For you for that. Cheers.
Just that.
I like that.
I mean,
whatever that looks like for you, happidness and satisfaction, whatever it looks like. If it's solitude or if it's with somebody else, I'm with it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And forever, I don't have a timeline, but I'm definitely okay. If it goes another 6 months, I'm okay with that. If it's just one more month before I turn it up again, then so be it.
Okay. All right. Whatever works, girl.
I
respect it.
All right.
We should wrap up on that. Yep.
Yeah, that was like good. Just stay with us during this next season, the summertime. Stay with us, guys. Let us know how you guys are handling your quarantine season. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing during quarantine? Like, are you guys getting closer to your partners? Are you guys just focus more on yourselves? Are you guys just excited to date and mingle? Yeah. What dating apps are working for you guys? Please let us know,
Yeah. We want to know what you've been up to. Mm-hmm. But thanks so much again for joining us, you guys. Mm-hmm. If you're watching this on YouTube, and you're not subscribed, I want to let you know that you should subscribe right now.
First things first.
First things first. If you are already subscribed, we love you so much. Thanks for rocking with us continuously.
Honestly.
Follow us on Instagram. We are at 3way with NGK. And the link in our bio will give you the link for all of our podcast platforms. Mm-hmm. Wherever you watch your podcasts, we are there. Just know. And we appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, share, follow, all that good stuff. Until next time.
Thanks for sticking with us.